Hello! Look at the beautiful weather. Is the ZV-E1 still worth it? Well, let's find out together. Who is this camera for? The camera can take decent photos. I think 12 megapixels is what it is, because it has the same sensor as the A7S III and the FX3. And that is pretty insane for a camera like this and its price range. I think for most people, if they're going to do only video, I think they should consider opting for this over the A7S III. The FX3 I can understand if you're choosing the FX3 above the ZV-E1 and the A7S III, because that has shutter angle, it has all the mounting options of the cinema body. Let's say you're filming Northern Lights, you're filming the night sky, you're filming in low light conditions. This camera is for you. If you are live streaming, this camera is for you. It's probably a bit too much, but who cares? And if you can get it used, that is good as well. And a camera that can film in 4K, 422, 10-bit, and with the 12 megapixel sensor, you can film up to like 50,000 ISO, and the footage are more than usable, which is completely insane. I've tried it a little bit. I didn't have that many situations that I could try on, but I've been out and about in the garden. I've been shooting the Comet. I have had some Northern Lights, but as you can see here, even at these ISOs, it's crazy the amount of detail you still can see in the footage. It's crazy. Okay, so you want to know what I don't like about this camera? There is a few things. No camera is the perfect camera. And this thing I actually hate, and I love it. And it's the size. Look at my hands. They are fairly big. And you know what they say about people with large hands? They have large gloves. Yes, I love that the camera is compact, small, lightweight, easy to carry on. If you're just going out and about, you can just grab it and you can go straight away. But that is also an issue, because I don't know where to put my hands. It's like the old A6000. I think it's almost the same size. It's a bit beefier, like this way. It's a bit thicker, but it's not very tall, so I don't have much grip. But you can easily solve that with a cage, a tripod, L bracket, or anything like that. So that as well is not a huge problem. And that it only has one memory card slot, which is not a huge problem for me, but I know that a lot of people need and use two cards. One to take photos and one to record video, or one to do both and the other one to back everything up if one of the card fails. But it's not a deal breaker, at least not for me. The last thing that I don't like is this power zoom function button. Well, I like the concept of it, but I don't like where they have put it, because every time when I turn the camera on and off, I bump into this. And if you have a power zoom lens, it zooms in. And I actually filmed a whole video with it fully zoomed in, and I didn't really realize until it was too late. So yeah, I think that's it. That's the things I don't like. So. Oh, I did not see you there. I am future Anders. And a couple of important things that previous back in time Anders did not mention. I will tell you about them now. There are some drawbacks to this camera when it is so small and lightweight. You have no viewfinder, which means that the camera completely relies on the screen to take photos. When you're not having a viewfinder, it could be a little bit unusual if you're used to that as a photographer. Be aware that you have to use the screen only. This camera also don't have a mechanical shutter, which means that there is no curtain going down. This camera uses electronical shutter. So I would have kept that in mind if you're planning to buy this camera. You can hear it. So the camera is using the electronical shutter to take photos. Previous or back in time owners did not think of telling you this. I'm the responsible here for telling you this. Remember that. Yeah, that guy you can trust. So I will get him back for you then. Talk to you later. Thanks. Okay, so let's go to my favorite features, which is, of course, the ISO capabilities. That's my number one feature with this camera. The footage you see right now is filmed in 4K. The footage you see You're not satisfied? Oh. Yeah, that was my son Iver. Okay. Right now I'm filming at 12,800 ISO. This is my favorite feature, and I know it is yours too if you have either this camera, the A7S III or the FX3. There's a couple of more things that I want to talk about, and that is the auto reframe function of this camera. Since this is a vlogging and content creator friendly camera, you have some cool features inside the body that you can utilize to use when you're out and about filming alone. If you want to pan the camera around in certain situations, and I will just press myself there. I will go a little bit behind, and you can already see that the camera starts following all my movements. Of course, it crops in so it can move around. So you can't just like go on and go on and go on. I guess we'll stop somewhere. Let us see. Now we're almost out of frame. You can still see my hand, but it does not follow me. But as soon as I'm back in the frame, it detects me and it follows me. If you're out alone and you have no one to film you, this is kind of cool. So when I'm in video mode, I can just press FN or function, and I can just pick it from there, and we're good to go. And the second thing I wanted to mention now is the stabilization options you have in this camera. This little camera has some powerful tools in terms of stabilization. Let me show you. This is a normal steady shot. And now I will go into the menu, choose active stabilization. It crops in a tiny bit, but you can see how stable this is. Oh, that's pretty awesome. But let me now show you dynamic steady shot. Yeah, this is dynamic. And now I am at 16 millimeters on the 1635, and look at how smooth this is handheld. This is me running around. Yeah, I'm running around handheld.
pretty smooth. So that is pretty cool. But now I have to focus on the hawk owl. I knew the hawk owl was around because I was here a few days ago, actually. And then I got this shot here. Can you see it? Yeah. I think it is right up here in this tree. It's so small on 16mm, but I have my 200-600, so I'm gonna try to catch some flight shots of it. But for now, it's just standing still. And it's probably hunting, and but there are a lot of redwings hassling it, and I'm not sure if he likes it. Well, from deep into the forest and the marshes, as you can see, I think we have a conclusion on this camera I can put in my pocket. Well, the conclusion for me, at least, is would I still buy this camera 1.5 years after its original release? 100% yes, I would buy this camera now. This camera is so compact and lightweight, and it packs a punch and some features that you don't get in other brands. Well, for now at Amazon you can get this camera for $1,898, which I think is a really good price for what this camera can do and for what it offers. I've been using this camera now for 4 weeks, and as I mentioned earlier in the video, it only has one memory card slot. And I would prefer two, because I have mostly 64GB cards, and in this codec I use now, which is XAVC SI 4K 4:2 10-bit, I can record approximately 30 minutes on a 64GB memory card, and that goes incredibly fast. So I need to pack a lot of cards. So that is a drawback, one of the biggest for me, but still not a reason to not buy this camera. So overall, the conclusion is løp og kjøp, as we say in Norway. You're gonna have a lot of fun with it. I know I have. So it's gonna pay me to deliver this back to Sony. I'm starting work next Monday. So I'm starting work again next Monday. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the week. I have 2 kids in the kindergarten now, which is really strange, and but it's been good. It's been a good 3.5 months at home with my youngest child. He's soon 1 year old. This Sunday, actually. He has been it's been very easy for him to adapt to the new life in kindergarten, and that's been really good for us as parents. So I'm actually here looking for pygmy owls. 2 hours now, I haven't seen any type of bird at all. So it's been a real pleasure meeting you. Just put it in your pocket, zip it up, and you can go home. Bye bye.